is 13. So
Against the clock.
CSIO 5-Star Jumping International de la Baule, where the world's best riders compete on one of show jumping's most iconic stages. Prestige, passion and world-class sport come together in the heart of La Baule. Watch it live on clipmyhorse.tv.
Well, hello there and a very warm welcome to you wherever you may be watching from around the world to this edition of the Clip My Horse TV In and Out studio. Amy Parks here with you, and what a pleasure it is to be with you here as we bring you all of the action from the Rolex Grand Prix at Jumping International de la Baule. We are, of course, in France for all of the show jumping today, and what a class it is set to be. Of course, we're going to bring you all. I'm not going to do that alone, though. I'm joined by my colleague and friend, Charlotte Smet from Equestrian.
This week on In Out, we're joined by Charlotte Smet. Charlotte isn't just an analyst, she's a professional rider herself. That insider experience in the saddle gives her a unique perspective on the numbers, breaking down the data with a rider's instinct. From performance trends to those crucial split-second decisions on course, Charlotte connects analytics with what it really feels like out there in the arena. Get ready for sharper insights and smarter takes. Only here on Clip My Horse TV. In Out.
Charlotte, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me again. I'm so excited to talk about this class today. I think it's going to be another good one.
Another really good one. We had a great afternoon of sport yesterday. We're going to dig into that as well, bring you up to speed with how that all played out. But we want to talk a little bit about this show. Let's start things off by giving you 4 fast facts, though, about our location today. Of course, this show in La Baule in France, it's 7 of the world's top 15 riders are there this weekend. This is very lucrative. This show is a big draw card. Lots of people want to ride at it. They're riding on grass. As we said, it's a big year. We're going to talk more about that later as well. The show itself, founded in 1960, so a lot of history to this show as well. It's part of the Rolex Grand Prix series. Again, another draw card for so many of these riders. Different, as I pointed out yesterday, to our Grand Slam. Those are those 4 unique Rolex events that bring you a Grand Slam prize. This is part of the wider series of Rolex events. And of course, this unique part of this show, it's one of the very few FEI shows, so the highest level of international shows in the world, where the horses are allowed to leave the venue. And on this specific occasion, they're allowed to go down and exercise on the beach, which is incredible. It makes for amazing pictures, and it's great for the horses and the riders. Love it, Charlotte. I know you are a big fan of riding horses on the beach.
Absolutely. I always try to base my horses close to the beach because, I mean, look at those images. I think it's so lovely for the horses to just get out of, they travel a lot, they go from show to show, and to just be able to get a little bit of a different backdrop, kind of smell that sea air, you know how it's good for yourself when you go as a human, and to just kind of breathe that in. And I think it is for their mental and also for their physical health a very positive thing that the horses are allowed to do that there, and I think it's just great.
Yeah. Lovely for them to have a paddle. Some horses really swim. We see it a lot in racing, particularly in Australia, where they're out on the beach all the time, really exercising those legs. It's great for them. I had a horse a long time ago. I've told you this story, boring Auntie Amy story incoming, that used to actually swim, like go all the way out and swim and paddle around and come in. So I don't think they're quite doing that in the ball. We don't want to lose anybody out there. I have to send a lifeguard in. There has been plenty going on this week, not just the sport, but an incredible energy. As we said, some of the world's best riders are really heavily loaded start list for all of these competitions. Rosie Russell has been our reporter in the ball all week. The energy around this show has been incredible. Rosie, bring us up to speed with how things are feeling ahead of this big class this afternoon.
Well, it's really feeling quite hot. I think I might have to go for a swim at the beach after this. The sun is out and we are ready to go here for our Rolex Grand Prix. Now, what a class this is going to be. It almost feels a bit like a prelude to the World Championships that are coming in August, because the names and the combinations coming forward are really serious. And I think this is going to be a mega competition because of that. And also the track built by Gregory Bodos again, who He's been building all week here, but also was the course designer at the Paris Olympics. So he knows how to build a really good track. His tracks have been fantastic, and actually the time has been a really interesting aspect of some of his tracks. It's been quite tight. He's really promoting forward positive riding. So we'll see how the riders cope here today. That track is currently just being built. We don't have many riders up here yet because they're waiting, of course, for that course walk. That will come later on, and I think they're really going to take their time with this course walk and really set out their plan of action, because there's a lot on the line here. It's not just a huge amount of prize money, but also the World Championships, as I've mentioned, they're fast approaching, as is selection. So they're going to want to put in a really, really strong performance today, because it could totally turn the tables on selection if they go out there and produce a phenomenal performance. So the riders are getting ready. The fans, well, they're most certainly ready. I think they've been ready since like 8 a.m. There are hundreds of thousands of people here today lining the grandstands. You cannot move for people. You just have to shimmy your way around type of thing, because everybody is here. And the beauty of a French crowd is they're so knowledgeable on the sport. They're so excited to be here and full of enthusiasm. So, yeah, excitement is brewing, and we are ready for action to start as I hand you back to the studio.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Words I thought I'd never hear from you. Let's talk about this venue, as Rosie has been talking about. It is unique. Let's have a look at it from the sky. We've got a bit of a bird's eye view of how there it is there. That gives you a picture of just how close you are to the beach. There you are. There's that beautiful sandy beach. There's sort of a river there, and I think it's sort of encompassed. It's almost like a little bit of a peninsula. That's the main arena in the grass there, and then various other sporting arenas, warm-up arenas around the outside of it. So very special venue, incredible. You were saying yesterday, that looks like a holiday I want to take.
Maybe may not be exactly, but it definitely looks like one. The weather is perfect also for the sport, and yeah, beautiful venue. I'd like to go back again one day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, lucky one day. Yeah, definitely. Well, lucky Rosie has been at the venue, as we say, all week, and she's been looking at our venue in focus.
Beautiful seaside town plays host to some of the world's best show jumpers. Away from the jumping and the beach, the heart of the Baule is lined with cafes, restaurants and boutiques. And in these cafes, you will find some of the finest French pastries on offer. The Baule is a town that is steeped in history, and a big part of it are these amazing salt marshes. For over 1,000 years, they have been harvesting white gold from these salt marshes, using precise methods that have been passed down from generation to generation. Just a stone's throw away from the venue is the beautiful Le Baule Bay. Stretching over 9 kilometres, it really is a seaside paradise. As soon as you hit the venue, you're greeted by a whole host of shops, providing the ultimate shopping experience. One of the unique things about this event is spectator access is normally free, making it one of the most accessible events in the world. Space to get ready for each class. GAN. After a big day jumping, these horses have this wonderful grazing area to stretch their legs and fill their stomachs. The Baule has everything, the culture, the food and the shopping. But this week, our attentions are on top-class athletes in a top-class venue.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much to Rosie for taking us all through there. Certainly one we've got earmarked for a little bit of a trip to go and see, and if you can get there yourself, why not? Of course, another wonderful part of this show, free entry for spectators, which is why the crowds flock to this. They get access to that. They really are enthusiastic and they're getting behind it. I think, I will say though, we've seen some amazing action throughout the week. In this class yesterday, we're going to talk about this. The crowd, I think they were, you know, funneling it into show jumping yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the crowd got behind, especially their French riders, but also the foreign riders. I mean, there's a good amount of Swiss people in the crowd, I imagine, because they were specifically loud as well.
Yeah.
But they were really supporting everyone that went out there, and it's just great to see and to hear and, you know, love the enthusiasm that's going on in the crowd there in La Baule this week.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, we're going to talk about, obviously this competition's been incredible. We had the amazing Nations Cup on Friday, that was super, and then this Prix, we keep talking about this pronunciation, yesterday, which was a phenomenal sport, really, really was.
Yeah, it was a very long class, 64 participants in the first round, 17 made it through to the jump off, so it was a very long class, but we really didn't get bored. There was so much going on. The course builder did a fantastic job in that first round to make sure there was only 17, which was great. And then even the jump-off course was just challenging enough that the riders really had to take all the risks. And it made for, especially that last turn to the double, really, you know, kind of made it very exciting.
I was very invested.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then in the end, of course, our winner, Steve Gerda, just did an incredible job and actually made it look easy, whereas others who almost seemed like they were going faster, but weren't faster just because, you know, the way their lines came or that turn to the last ended up for them, but it was a really exciting class to watch.
Yeah, and that jump off really delivered. We were looking forward to were going, who was up, who was down.
Look, almost so easy. They just cruised around. Lancelotta in just her snaffle bridle, who just, you know, canters around with her ears forward. It's just lovely to see a horse at that level make the things look so easy.
Yeah, she really, really does. And her little idiosyncrasies, as I pointed out in yesterday's show, are just too of grass on the way out on a loose range. It's really, really super special mare and lovely to see. We want to go and take a look at that winning round and hear from Steve.
Excellent, and so the crowd are going to love this as well. He's a popular favourite, rightly so, around the world number 10.
He's also going to have a look at this. What does it look like?
I just see him snaking around this course.
Yeah, it's difficult. You can see there, you think, you're always heading the wrong way. You're sort of almost likely to sort of nip out between the double.
There was a big, deep-throated Ghost Swiss there. They really meant that one.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have a go for it. McLean was very, very wide coming to number 1.
Yeah.
Very close to the stands, and he jumped it diagonal. He's the only one that's done 8 strides.
Steve Gerda last to go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's on the McLean.
He's on the McLean train.
Yeah, and the easy 7. I mean, he's deceptively quick, Steve. Look at this. And he hasn't checked. He's on it.
He's on it. It's a tiny fraction down in the early part, but I think that might be made up. We'll see.
Oh,
yeah,
look
it
at
is.
This. That's the perfect line. He's done it, I think. Go on, Steve.
37.40 to beat. He should do this. He should do this. 36.57. Last to go. Steve Gerda rattles the stadium.
Absolute class. Absolute class. And hardly a feather ruffled.
No.
Was it? I mean, it was just cruising. That was a real masterclass.
Yeah, it was a tough class today. My mare jumped very good the first round, and I know that she loves jump-offs. She's very nice to ride in the jump-off. She always stays with me and is looking herself for the next fence. So, yeah, in all the turn, I could have a really forward distance and always staying smooth. And then I took quite a lot of risk going into the double. She made that amazing, so then I could actually take my time to the last, and today was enough. So I'm very pleased with my mare, obviously, and especially with the results. I love the Derby here. I don't think I've missed it any year since I come here in La Baule. So yeah, was lucky enough to win it last year. So we see what we can do this year. But yes, I'm very motivated and very happy to ride it class in a few minutes or hours.
A few minutes or hours. Spoiler alert, he went on to win.
Again.
Again. It was the big day. Stevie G, the G-Meister, the man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think maybe, so that is absolutely great to see.
Incredible stuff. And of course, another reason that this show in the Baule is so unique is the Derby. We don't see many of these classes around the world now, but when we do, they are super special. Let's take a look at how he won it.
Steve's another rider, you know, he picks up the rhythm. You see, look, how far away he is from number one, and he's already in his rhythm that he needs for the course.
There's the Swiss supporters, Martin Fuchs just at the back.
Look.
Yeah.
So his last 4 or 5 strides, they never change. The rhythm doesn't change. Maybe a tiny adjustment that you hardly see, but he's always in a rhythm. Lands, moves up straight away, gets his rhythm back. No, he's not doing it.
No, he's going around this part. There we go.
Wow, that was a good jump.
But bearing in mind, he's trying to beat Martin. He's not trying to beat Richie's time.
Yeah.
So halfway between the two, he'd still be 3.5 seconds up on Martin. He's a little bit up at the moment.
I would say he's up because his horse has also his quicker foot speed.
We'll get another time check in just a second. Up on the bank easily enough. Again, this is a pair that have been there. I mean, again, with derbies, although as you said, you know, it's a good one with a young horse as well. Experience makes a massive difference too. 2 or 3 trips around.
Yeah. He was a little slow across those banks.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if the horse slows again over these next banks, because that could cost him this little tiny margin that he's got. He needs to keep his rhythm now. Otherwise, he's going to end up too slow.
Yeah, he's not got the huge lead that Richie had, but he's looking good.
He's going to do the 8 for sure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1:30.54 to beat.
Go on, he'll get him. Go on.
It's going to be very close. Go down to the last. 1:29.73. Job done.
Perfectly measured.
Yeah.
Last to go. Perfectly measured.
Job done. Saving it to the last there for Steve Gerde. Defends his title for the Yellow Ball Derby. Lovely to watch.
Yeah.
Stevie G's world we're just living in at Charlotte.
Absolutely. He made it look so easy. He didn't move a muscle. Like, his balance is incredible.
Incredible. I think they're thinking of renaming Saturday at La Baule Stevie G Day, so we'll see how we go with it. Stay tuned for that one.
I'm delighted to be joined by Philippe Rosier. I couldn't be in France without talking to one of the most successful French show jumpers. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Now, you stepped back from top-level sport last year.
Yes.
What have you been doing during this time to fill your time?
It's a big change for me. My life is 5 stars, 45 years. And I stopped last year. And this year, a big change for me. I ride for pleasure. It's a big difference. And I'm sport director from Saint-Tropez for the show in Saint-Tropez for 3 years now. I'm a trainer for junior young riders in Monaco, 6 years now. And this year is totally new for me. I'm a trainer for Morocco for the next Olympic game. Okay, it's a big change for my life, but it's okay. I like my new job.
You enjoy being a trainer and bringing the young riders through.
Yes, this is very important.
And you have competed at the top level for so many years. What has been a highlight for you?
Olympic game, sure. My gold medal in Rio is my dream in my life. I ride 5 Olympic games. My first Olympic game at 20 years old. Imagine, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'm finished in Rio in gold medal. And my father is gold medal 40 years before in Montreal. The dream, the dream.
It is a total dream, and
Yes.
championships are coming up this year, the World Championships, not the Olympic Games, of course, they're further on, so lots of people looking ahead to that. What's the feeling like when you're trying to prepare for a championship?
First, is a very good horse, and the mentality for riders and the training, respect horses, and different, totally different. And I think the result is the result for every day. The passion,
Yeah.
work.
And you've been working with Julien Epillard because
Yes.
he's actually riding one of your horses, Le Courtois de Muse.
Yeah.
Talk about that partnership and how you work with him.
It's totally new for me. It's my Grand Prix horse, and Julien first is a very good friend. He's a very good rider, 100%. But he's a very good friend first. It's very important for me. And he ride in Fontainebleau, he ride in Cabourg, he win in La Baule. I'm very, very happy for me, for my horse, and for my owner first.
Well, quickly before we go, who's going to do well today?
Nina?
Yeah,
Nina. I think Nina is amazing. He's amazing. Lila is incredible. Every show, every week, he changes the horse. He wins. He's 5 in the world ranking list. I think 5 or 6 now.
Yep.
It's fantastic. It's a very simple person, very professional. He win in France.
Yeah.
It's very important for French.
It's certainly, the French crowd would go crazy. I'll let you get back to your training duties, but
Yes.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll hand you back to the studio.
Thank you.
Lovely to chat to Philippe there. He is really great. And really insightful. You've got to remember, that is a huge dynasty that he sort of brings with him. So him going into that training sphere now, having stepped back from, the top level competition, still has a horse, still has an interest in the game there with Julien Epillard, but amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has so much very important that, he stays around. And I just hope that he has fun also as being an owner and a trainer as much as he did as being a rider.
He looks like analysis then today for this Rolex series. Let's look at Forfait. It is, of course, part of this Rolex series, as we say. It's limited to 45 qualified riders, and it is a CSIO 5-star. Now, the reason this show is categorised as such is because we have a Nations Cup competition as part of this week. The height of the class is 1.60 m, so it is a full-up course today. The rule under which it is run is a table A, that's what we call it, so it's one round with a jump off today. That will bring all of the excitement and the energy as well. And a lot of prize money on offer. We say this is lucrative, big draw card for the riders, lots on offer throughout the week. Today, €500,000 to play for, so plenty there to get excited about if that's the most exciting part. I doubt that it is. There's many other reasons to be excited about this class. Charlotte, let's dig into the analysis then, because it's a big old list, a decent list come forward. I mean, the man himself, we did say this, we're going to say it's the Stevie G show, but he's not actually riding today.
No, he's not riding today, but there is some really strong names, both horse and rider names coming forward for this class. Like Rosie said, we are in those last couple of weeks before the World Championships in Aachen. La Baule is also on grass, like Aachen will be, so the team manager is really looking at how the horses jump under the pressure, under the crowds, on the grass. So every single round now between now and Aachen is important. So, quite a bit of pressure on the horses and riders today, as will be in the next couple of weeks. But we're here in La Baule now. Some really good horses, some really good riders. Can't wait to dig in.
Yeah, so knowing all of that there is all of those elements at play, how many are we thinking of this 45 that come forward today will go clear?
So La Baule, the Grand Prix in La Baule historically is quite a tough class. We don't often see many clears. 18% clear rate in that first round, which is quite low compared to other 5-star 160s, other 5-star Grand Prix. So we're predicting about 8 to go through to the jump off, 8 from that 45. We saw 8 go through last year. 2023 was a bit of a bigger jump off. We saw 14 go through, but the years before that, we see that those, 7, 6, 8, that kind of stands quite standardly. Once we get to the jump off, the clear rate is a little bit higher. That's quite normal. We're at that 45% clear rate in the jump off, which is still quite low for a 5-star 160 jump off. So La Baule historically is tough. We saw that yesterday as well in that 150 Grand Prix qualifier. It's no different today in the Grand Prix, and I think the course builder, knowing that we're building up to Aachen, the team managers want to see, the horses manage a bit of a tougher course and see how they do. So that's probably going to be the case again today.
Yeah, and the list is fairly stacked. We said this earlier, 7 of the world's top 15 in the Baule this week. As you say, important year, World Championships. Selection just around the corner. We're a matter of weeks away, I think, from selection for these teams. Knowing then that how many we think are going through, who's the most likely from that list to go through to the jump off?
Yeah, a great list that we have, that we see here, that are most likely to make it through. Of course, we have our reigning European champions, Richard Vogel and United Touch, but also Scott Brash and Hello Folly, who have already produced a very good result in La Baule last year. They jumped clear in round 1, finished 5th there a year ago, so we know that they can do well in La Baule. United Touch and Richard Vogel did jump in the Nations Cup here on Friday and didn't produce a clear. They had 12 and 4. So, maybe the arena doesn't suit him, but we also know that United Touch can deliver on the day when it matters. Like Philippe said earlier, for the home crowd, they will all be rallying behind Nina Malvé and Dynastie de Beaufort. I mean, that combination has been on an incredible run of form. We'll talk about them a lot more when we get to the ones on form, because their form is absolutely incredible. But I mean, some great ladies in this list: Sophie Hinners, Arendame Sinclair, Laura Kraut, Bisquetta. Peter de Vos and Casual DVZ actually jumped double clear over the fences in the Nations Cup on Friday, just a time penalty for them. So I think there's so many great combinations coming forward. Only getting 8 in that jump off sounds like unlikely when we see the list, but anything can happen when we get to this stage at the 5-star 160 level, especially in the run up to the World Championships.
And we've seen that. This is an interesting way that the Equerators have put together the data, and they've said that the roll call tells us on the previous winners, tells us this is a winners club Grand Prix, is the way you've put it. It really is. If we take a look at the previous winners now, I mean, there is, just take a look at that list.
It's an absolutely incredible 2 years ago. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Nicolas Philippaerts, Katanga van het Dingeshof won it 3 years ago. I remember that win very well. It's one of my favorite jump-off rounds that I've ever seen. The last French win, though, in this Grand Prix, hailing back to 2021, so 5 years ago, Nicolas Delmotte and Nervosa du Roc. The French are going to want to win this again and keep it on home soil. It's been a while. They have some really good combinations in the with Nina Malvé, Antoine Herman, for example, as well. But it's been a while, and they're going to want it back.
Yeah, they certainly are. And if the lads are in the crowd again today, like they were yesterday, it's certainly going to be rowdy, and it's certainly going to be a lot of French support in that arena. Speaking of the previous winner, we, excuse me, need to talk about, obviously, it's going to be a bit of deja vu potentially there for Daniel Deusser and Otello. They come forward again today. They are last year's winner. Let's have a little look at how it played out in 2025.
But super slick. Daniel Deusser stands in the way. Otello de Golden Boom, the last to go here for Germany. The Rolex testimony in world number 16. Belgian-bred stallion by Tobago said that he rode to such success for the Stefex stables as well. Target 38.36, as we saw. René Lopez a little bit down in the early part, but just dug in for the final turns.
Daniel Deusser does not let a big occasion go by the wayside. He's
gone inside there as well. Rennie was on the outside.
So the Golden
Stretch.
Boom, yes, slithers into the double, and that's a very sharp turn back to 7. 0.9 now the advantage. Ooh, lucky.
Touch. Like I say, slick.
But he's gathering speed now, 1.5 seconds.
Cuts it.
The German advantage.
Daniel Deusser
Goes
will
for
get
broke.
home. Will get home with
Oh,
the
he
time.
will.
He's going to get home with the score as well. 37.22. Over a second there for Daniel Deusser to claim the Rolex Grand Prix here in La Baule. Brilliantly done, super slick, smooth as anything. Daniel Deusser shows them how to do it. It's going to be disappointing for René Lopez, who was so close, but Daniel Deusser is the man who gets it done.
Pretty convincing there, and exciting to say that that combination come forward again today for this. I've said this ad nauseum. That's obvious, but let's break it down from a numbers perspective, Charlotte.
Yeah, so we're looking at the 5-star 160 clear rates over the last 12 months, and we look at that French combination, Nina Malvé and Dynastie de Beaufort, who have jumped 23 rounds at the highest level, 17 of them clear, which is a clear rate of 74%, which is almost unbelievable. They have been so consistent. That also includes 14 consecutive clear rounds, which is
unreal.
It's just only the fourth combination in modern show jumping to achieve something like that, which is incredible. Then Sophie Hinner's Iron Dame Sinclair on incredible form recently in 5-star Grand Prix. I mean, they were on the podium in the Grand Prix of Aachen a couple of weeks ago. Then top 10 in Shanghai, in Sertogenbosch, 4th in Geneva as well in that Rolex Grand Prix. So they're on superb form, very consistent, very good also on that grass arena that we've seen from Aachen a couple of weeks ago. So this could really suit them. Scott Brash and Hello Folly, we've said before, have done really well on this arena in La Baule before. They're actually first to go today, so we'll immediately see how this course rides. Also a silver medal at the European Championships behind United Touch in La Coruña last summer. I want to actually just touch back on Peter de Vos and Casual DVZ there, because I gave them a time penalty in the Nations Cup 2 days ago. They didn't have a time penalty. They were fully double clear.
Peter de Vos has been on the phone.
Yes, fully double clear. And what's interesting about that horse is it's the only horse in 2026 so far that has already picked up 4 5-star Grand Prix podium finishes in 2026 alone. No other horse that we've seen so far has done that. So a horse that has shown very, very good recent form, then showed that double clear on Friday and back again now today. I think that's going to be one to watch as well.
Yeah, certainly. Just sort of quietly ticking away sometimes, aren't they, that combination? We know all of that, and there's a man we're going to talk about a lot today. Let's talk about the favourite as we go in then. This man here, Richard Vogel, it goes without saying, he is the People's Prince of show jumping, ladies and gentlemen. Brings forward United Touch S. Of course, Friday wasn't quite their day, but of course United Touch has had a really busy schedule of recent time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their first round in the Nations Cup, the Germans already had jumped 3 clear rounds, so he could use that as a bit of a schooling round, so that could explain the 12 and 1 down. I mean, it can happen to anyone, but let's not forget this horse has already won 3 5-star Grand Prix or World Cups this year alone. We said just about Peter de Vos doing 4 podiums is incredible. If he wins today, it's not just 4 podiums, it's 4 wins, which is incredible. I mean, European champions, and I think one of the key stats for this horse is if they get into a jump off and they jump clear in that jump off, they have never been beaten.
Yeah.
If they jump clear in a jump off, they've won.
Yeah. Hard to argue with it. Hard to argue with it, which is why we want to put him up against the one bringing the form. Let's look at the favourite V, the form, obviously, because that brings a unique perspective to things as well.
Yes, so when we put these head-to-head, we clearly see that Nina Malvé and Dynastie de Beaufort, they jump more clears compared to the amount of courses that they jump. But when we look at the wins, it's United Touch that takes the lead. 12 wins at 5-star 160 and higher. That's both individual and team wins compared to Dynastie's 3. She won that Rolex Grand Prix in Brussels last year as an individual. But jumps more clears, and also that clear rate that she has in the 70 percentile is absolutely incredible. That United Touch not touch yet, but it's the jump-off form for United Touch that really gives him that edge. Now, I don't think that Nina is a slow rider, absolutely not. But, you know, they're more consistent and could be a little bit more interesting when we think to a World Championship where the clears are the main currency.
Absolutely. And it is for that reason, I think, with Rich. Just a lot going on about him, that he almost has his own fan club as well. That is why Richie is our rider in focus this week, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, this is Richie's third time coming to La Baule. He's already now got a podium finish in the Nations Cup on Friday when they finished second. He's going to want a podium finish at least in a Grand Prix, I think, to keep kind of that momentum going of, you know, winning 5-star Grand Prix that he's been showing in 2026. I think that'll definitely give a bit of a boost of confidence. Not that I think that he necessarily need it, because I think he's feeling very confident in himself and his horse. But it's a great way to go into a World Championships, I think, if you've got 4 wins under the belt.
Yeah, if you can keep that momentum, that is the way forward. Rosie has caught up with Richie, the people's...
It's obviously a very nice feeling. It gives you a nice confidence. But, you know, every show starts from scratch, and we don't really have a bonus coming into that show as it should be. So we're all leveled getting into the show, and we kind of start from zero and need to perform from there. And really incredible horse. I think his biggest developments over the past years was kind of his rideability in between the jumps. He has an enormous stride, a huge stride, big scope. So with that he was born, and that was always there. But making his stride more suitable to very technical courses and short lines, short doubles, that was probably the biggest challenge in the recent years. But he did a great progress, and I think he's in the best form he's ever been. You can really ride him with a lot of you know, using your weight and your body control, and not even so much your hand. And I think sometimes the more I can stay out of his way, then better he jumps. I'm very lucky, very glad to be in the position to have probably the best team there is out there. Starting with Felicia, United's groom. She's 24/7 with him. Originally she was my show groom, traveled with me to the shows, but then we really recognized all the time. And since I'm traveling so much, that person became Felicia. They have a very strong bond together, even stronger than the two of us, United and myself. So it really depends on the horse you're riding. I think that's very important in terms of the course walk you're doing. Now, if I walk Sunday's Grand Prix here in La Baule, I will ride United Touch. So then I look out for, you know, what kind of lines can I leave a stride out. Obviously, he has a huge stride, so I'm thinking, or I'm trying to make the course as suitable as possible for his stride. So especially on the highest level, there is not such a thing that it needs to be. I think a good course always leaves some possibility to really adopt the course to each of your horses. It's my job, and very important on my side, to try to make the course suit to his abilities and his stride. Really, our life is all about horses, so if we're not riding, we're still thinking about horses. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on, but everything is dedicated towards the horses.
We love that shot at the end there. Just, it's fine. Free range. And I also love the fact that Richie's like, I am very clearly the third wheel in the relationship between United Touch and Felicia, his groom. Like, I am just kind of a bystander here.
And isn't that so special? I mean, we saw that back in Aachen when they won. It really was Felicia and United Touch kind of having this moment where they both realised that they've won, and Richie's just kind of off the side somewhere celebrating something. He's like, let's leave these two to it for a second.
Let them have a moment. Yes. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But he definitely appreciates that and really places a lot of value on that. We know that as well, which is incredible to see. A great team, and that is the emphasis. Part of our great team is Rosie Russell here in the In and Out studio. Segue, do you like that? Rosie is down by the arena. They're getting to pointy end of things. The sport is on.
Well, there's no update on the start list. There's a bit of breeze, as you can now tell, which is quite refreshing, to be honest. But no update on the start list. It is as it stands, and the riders are all in the main ring now, walking their course. You could probably see there's a bit of a huddle of people behind me, all at the entrance as well, because some of the VIPs and some of the public have been invited in to walk the course, which is a really special experience, because it's not often you get up close with a 160 fence, and I can tell you it's a lot bigger than you actually think it is, because when you stand up to them and you kind of look up and go, my gosh, they're actually going to jump this, it really is enormous. So it's great that the public are allowed in to have that insight and have that look. So all the riders are also in there, really focusing on their lines to make sure they're going to get this right. But the start list remains as it is, and Scott Brash will be our first one in. And what an exciting first rider to have in the ring. He was 5th here last year with Hello Foley, so they know what to do in this ring. And I love watching her. She's just such a nimble cat-like horse. She's fantastic. First horse to go. And then a little bit further down, 11th to go, last year's winner, Daniel Deusser, Otello de Goldenburg. So can't wait to see them either. There's lots of action coming your way. It won't be long until it starts, because some of the riders are coming out now. And I'll hand you back to the studio.
How well this is going to go, and we know that we're saying roughly 8 we're expecting in that jump off. It's not going to be the easiest. Who is dangerous then in a jump off if they're going through?
I mean, there's one very clear answer, and I think it is Richard Vogel and United Touch. Like I've said, every single 5-star 160 jump off that they have jumped clear in, they have won. You can see it there. 15 jump offs of that level, 9 clears, 9 wins, 9 podiums. What a record. But it does go to their clear rate in those jump offs is just a little bit lower than the likes of Conor Ye or Casual DVZ. That means that's because he takes so much risk. He really goes, it's all or nothing. For that combination now, a fast 4 for them is still pretty good. But that's not what they're aiming for today. Just remember, if United Touch goes clear in a jump off, they have never been beaten. Conor Ye and Martin Fuchs are very experienced in jump-offs. 11 podiums from 5-star 160 jump-offs before. Very exciting for them. Casual DVZ and Peter de Vos, we've mentioned them before. Great form for them. Great podium rate as well from 5-star 160 jump-offs, but so far haven't really recorded a win yet. Great clear rate though, 79%, 11 clears from 14 jump-off rounds. One that jumps in the eye there also immediately is Hermitage Cologne and Jill Thomas. They've jumped 7 5-star 160 jump-offs together. All of them clear. 1 win, and that was back in the LGCT in Paris last year. 6 podiums as well, so a great podium and jump-off record for that combination. They did have a time penalty in the Nations Cup on Friday, 0 and 1, so clear over the fences. Looking good, feeling good. They could potentially get into that jump-off as well. The speed is not the same as we would see from a United Touch, but it is there because they have won a class like this before. So a lot of really exciting combinations to look at in the jump-off. I mean, this is a list of 10, 12 horses and riders. We're only expecting to see 8, but there's so many that would make it so thrilling.
Going to be a pretty exciting afternoon of sport, and great to see. And again, another superstar horse that has so much energy around it is the Hermitage Cologne. So many people will tune in just to watch the horse. So like the rest of you is chopped liver. We're just here for the horse. So let's talk then about these. Let's talk about the win chances, because obviously this is where we want to know, where are we putting our money today? It's tricky. It's hard.
It's tough because it is such a stacked field, which means, you know, the chances are obviously a little bit diluted by the fact that, of course, we said it before, our team though, Nina Malve and Dynastie de Beaufort, is close behind on 9%, just like Laura Crowd and Bisquetta. Sophie Hinners and Arendame Sinclair in there as well. I'm looking at maybe potentially an all-female podium. Wouldn't that be very exciting? Yes. Those 3 combinations, those 3 girls are absolutely flying it. They're great representatives in our sport. Peter de Vos, Casual DVZ, we've mentioned a lot. Jill Thomas, Hermitage Cologne. Scott Brash and Hello Folly, the hardest part for them, I think, is going to be the fact that they're first to go. They have no one to watch, but that also means that they have a plan and they can stick to it. So that might play in their favor. I don't know how Scott thinks about that. There's riders that prefer to go first. There's riders that prefer to watch someone else. But a lot of experience for this pair. Like I said, individual and team European silver medal for them. Antoine Herman and Floyd Prix for the French as well. French crowd, great form for them to Aachen. I'd say they're shoe-ins. Off the record, they're shoe-ins, I think, for me, for that French team. Otello de Guldenboom, Daniel Deusser, last year's winner, back-to-back. Wouldn't that be thrilling?
Yeah.
And Bertram Allen and Conquest Origo also double clear over fences, one-time penalty in that Nations Cup on Friday. Great form as well. An Irish winner of a Rolex Grand Prix. That would be exciting as well.
Where's your money?
Nina Malvé and Dynastie de Beaufort. I want a French win for the French crowd and for Nina.
Couldn't write it. What a story that would be. Plenty to come your way. All of the sport, of course, available for you. If you're watching...
An elite 5-star Grand Prix.
They are shows, you just want to be your best. You can really feel the weight. You can really feel the weight of the history when you come here.
He will jump maybe the biggest fences of the year.
It takes determination and hard work, not just great horses.
Tacking up or making the horse ready. I never did, really. I'm not really stressing, like I can maybe, or my way of expressing it is to make joke, so it doesn't look like I'm stressed. But no, obviously sometime in the warm-up it can get a bit stressful because you run out of time, or you cannot do what you want because you have to work with other riders and other grooms. But even this, I think the more you remain cool and funny and the more chance you have to get what you want. I think if you start to panic and be angry and stuff, it doesn't go well. So no, I don't really.
A very warm welcome to the Rolex Series, the third stage of the season, and we're here in the beautiful town of La Baule in France. It is a massive jump-off class for 500,000 euros here this afternoon. Beautiful conditions, the sun is out, it's a glorious day on the French coast, and we are looking for glorious competition with 45 having qualified for the Grand Prix here this week. Just a couple of weeks ago we were in Rome. As you saw from the calendar, it'll be taking us around the world. We started off back in late March in Wellington, Florida, and since crossed over to the European circuit, where it takes us to the first of the stages in France. A little later into the year we'll be heading to Dinard too. It is 20 kilometers now in terms of the wind, just gently blowing the flags there. Sunny and calm. Well, certainly sunny. Whether it remains calm, we will see. It'll be calm for the weather, but certainly hot and feisty, I'm sure, for competition here this afternoon. Some wonderful lineup of riders. There's a few of the greats as well. Michel Robert walking the course, one of France's very best over his wonderful career. And stepping out on the absolutely first-class grass arena here in Le Baule to compete for the finale of this week. It's been a busy week overall. It's included the Baule Nations Cup on Friday afternoon. Yesterday, a fantastic battle for the final Grand Prix qualifier with a win there for Steve Gerda. And our final lineup of 45 riders set after that to compete here this afternoon. Fabulous battle on Friday night for the Nations Cup with the teams going against each other representing their various countries, and eventually it was France that was the victor there. But now it is awaiting who's going to be our individual winner of the week, and lots of team discussions there. Two of the Irish squad there with Cian O'Connor and Tom Watchman, and Martin Fuchs representing Switzerland this afternoon for the rider who's a multi-winner in the Grand Slam series. Dublin's winner last year, Laura